The sound of someone calling his name startled him, making him drop the flashlight. Stephanie let out a surprised cry, the sound echoing off the hard surfaces of the kitchen. Aaron spun his head around, seeing his father standing at the second entrance of the room. "Dad, what are you doing here?" "I came for you, son. Turn off the light." "That's your dad?" Stephanie asked, whispering in Aaron's ear. "Why did he break into my house?" That was a great question that he didn't have the answer to. "How did you know where I was?" Aaron's profound confusion kept him from thinking clearly. He was out on a delivery. Only his co-workers and the Whites should have known where he was. "Turn out the light. I need you to come with me." "But I'm your father. Do as I say. Turn off the light." Aaron's dad stayed in the doorway, barely visible from the reflected beam of the flashlight, staring at the teenagers. Though he'd been suffering from severe knee pain for the past decade and could hardly walk to the bathroom, he stood fully erect now, without a hint of discomfort. Basketball shorts and a plain white t-shirt covered him. He wore the same outfit every night when he went to bed. He also had the most passive-aggressive personality that Aaron had ever known. His father had only raised his voice in Aaron's presence twice, and only when Aaron had mouthed off to his mother. Hearing him admonish his son now was almost as unexpected as his presence in Stephanie's house. Startled from the chiding, Aaron picked up the light, intent on turning it off. Stephanie put her hand over his, shaking her head, imploring him. "Don't." Looking into her blue eyes and feeling her hands shake pulled him back, bringing his questions to the forefront of his mind. They looked back at his father, but he was gone. "Dad? Where'd you go?" Stephanie shivered. "What's going on, Aaron? Where are my parents? Why is your dad here? Did he do something to my mom?" Aaron felt anger rise in him at the suggestion, but he swallowed it back down. "My father is half crippled and incredibly calm. He couldn't bring himself to kill a bee that was stinging him." "He didn't look crippled." "No, he didn't." Aaron had no idea what to say or do next. The appearance of his father, above all else, had him spooked. Stephanie? The two voices, the first male, the second female, came from behind them. They spun in unison, Aaron fighting the urge to squeal like a little girl. Two people stood shoulder to shoulder in the doorway behind them with the same odd look that Aaron's father had. "Mom! Dad!" Stephanie started toward them, pure relief spreading across her face. Aaron grabbed her arm again, holding her back. His reaction had been instant, and he didn't even understand why he'd done it. "Aaron." His head reeled at his father's voice again. His old man had returned, standing in the other door. "Let go of me!" Rather than releasing Stephanie, Aaron pulled her closer to him, throwing his arm around her shoulder. He hugged her close to him, backing up until his butt hit the island in the middle of the kitchen. "What are you doing?" Stephanie's voice rose in anger, her eyes growing large as she glared back at him. She tried to push him away, but he cinched down on her. "Something is seriously wrong here. Look at them, all of them. They have the same expressions." "Turn out the light," all three said at once. The odd chorus got Stephanie's attention, and she stopped fighting against Aaron's grip. "They're acting like pod people," Aaron said. He heard his words quiver when he spoke and hated showing weakness in front of her. "What are pod people?" She never took her eyes from her parents. "From Invasion of the Body Snatchers. They look like your friends and family, but they're aliens." "Don't be ridiculous." "Aaron." "Stephanie, turn out the light." Stephanie shivered in his arms. Aaron wanted to see how his father was able to stand without assistance, so he angled the flashlight in his direction. His father's face changed, becoming a mask of rage, and something else. A hiss came from him as he leapt backwards into the dark room behind him.